I literally thought about this yesterday. I was like, I bet Jay-Z don't even charge for his verses. What up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again for another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Jay-Z says he does not ever charge for his features. During his interview with Kevin Hart, the hip-hop mogul and iconic Brooklyn artist Jay-Z touched on a number of different topics and offered some candid and revealing answers. One question that he was asked from him was how much he charges for a feature. Not surprisingly, Hov does not charge, and it's not entirely because he's already a billionaire and the possible six-figure check would prove inconsequential to his bank account either way. He said it's based on relationships and to a certain extent talent. Quote, yeah, mostly relationships. It's actually always been mostly relationships. Sometimes it's talent, Hov told the famed comedian Kevin Hart. Pretty much every song I'm on, I'm asked to be on. I don't ask people to be on their songs. End quote. Before revealing that he doesn't take money for verses, basically saying he never charges. I could see this. It doesn't make any sense to me. It sounds ridiculous being like, how much for a J verse? And someone out there has a paper that they can go and say, oh, he charges XYZ. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make any sense because if Hov is charging for a verse, that means he can be bought by any Tom, Dick, and Harry that just want a Hov verse. I think he places himself in a higher league than most artists where you got the money, I'm gonna be there with the verse. I think it's a man that don't need to rap no more. So when he does decide to put the pen to the paper, it's always gonna be a friendship. It's a handshake. It's like, yo, you need the verse, I got you. It ain't gonna be nowhere. You send that money. Cause to me, it honestly feel like as you get older and you get more mellow in this game, you understand that these verses are personal, right? If someone's just buying, they could just throw anything together and mail it and send it to you because they're getting paid to do it. It become a transactional thing, and I feel like if you're doing real music off of transactional experiences, how real is that music? If you're getting paid to make a song, how real is that connection with you and that person on that song? You don't even have to know them to take 50 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand. You know what I'm saying? And now you're looking at a person looking at you trying to get a return on their investment. So now they're whoring out the music trying to make their money back because they spent 500 grand. Now they're doing everything. They putting it wherever it don't need to be because they so eager to try to get that money back. Whereas if they didn't pay nothing, then they could just throw out the whole verse and they could just promote it. Oh, I love this. This is my man, blah, 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 blah. Now it's no dollar. Every dollar they make coming in, free money. It feels different. It feels like a friendship. It feels like we're collaborating together on something, right? Most collaborators aren't going to be transactioning and making different type of demands money-wise. So I was like, man, it would be silly, in my opinion, for someone this rich. And it ain't even about, you don't get rich by being dumb, right? But for somebody to be this rich to say, yeah, I need an X amount of dollars for my verses, right? As if that's going to make or break him. And then a lot of times, to be honest with you, some of these people don't even pay. You got to chase them down for the money. You know what I'm saying? So imagine you hit up Hov, Pusha hits up Hov, and he wants the verse. He gives him the verse, but then it takes him forever to pay him the money. Now that's a relationship on hold. Can you imagine someone of Jay-Z's stature feeling a certain way over a verse because he didn't get paid yet, and now he's looking at you sideways over money when he don't need your money, right? Or vice versa. You want that verse, so you send him that money real quick, but it take him 2 weeks to get your verse back. Now you looking sideways. You hitting them up. Yo, what's good with that verse? Blah, 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 blah. Now you can put the press on them because you sent the 500 grand. Now you putting the press on them. When a lot of these songs are mood driven. A lot of these songs are stuff that has to come to you. That feeling has to come to you. That creativity has to come to you. You can write a verse. Anybody can write a verse, but is it going to be a good verse? Right? A lot of dudes like French Montana, Tony Yayo, different people that'll throw you a verse just because you paid for it. It ain't always going to be their best verse. I was coming up and a lot of people would have these ghost verse. I don't know say ghost verse, but they would make a verse right? And they would have different agents selling the verse. You can get a such and such verse. You can get a little boozy verse for 10K right now. I remember at one point it had got so crazy that I saw a list. A dude had a list of about 20, 30 artists. All of them had an acapella verse that you can just buy the verse. It wasn't exclusive to you. It wasn't going to be just your verse. You would buy the verse, whoever, depending on how popular they were, 3K, 6K, 9K, whatever it was, 15K, you could buy the verse. And you would have to match the speed. It would be an acapella. It wouldn't have no music with it. You can match the speed up to your song and make the song into however you wanted to make it because it was your verse, but it wasn't exclusive to you. So it could be 10 other guys with that same exact verse, right? It became that transactional where it didn't even matter. He didn't even need to know you. This rapper didn't even need to know you. They just was throwing the verses on a CD and you could just buy that. Or whenever they're in your city, they do a show, you hit them up, yo, I got 3K just for a quick verse. Come throw this verse on this, come to my studio, throw it. A lot of rappers are doing it. Too Short said he does that in every city. Every single city. He'll go 3K, 4K, whatever, some short money, late night money. It's 2 a.m. He just did a show. All right, let me get that show money. He'll write a little 8 bars or whatever real quick, boom, boom, spin it on your joint. You throw him the 8 grand or whatever it is, 3 grand, 4, whatever, he gone. Now you got a verse, but that verse really not a real personal situation, right? So I see why Hove don't charge because most of his features when he come, they be mad. It feel plugged in. It feels right. Like him with this last Pusha T. It felt like these two guys really get along. It didn't feel like a transactional thing. It felt like he really wanted to put his best lyrics on this song. And some of these things, when you're doing for money, you're forced to do it for money. They're not coming from the heart. So you're not really coming out with a competitive thing with it. You're like, God, let me get this done with this money. Right? Let me get this bag real quick. So I understand it. And I honestly, it make me have more respect for the man, to be honest with you. Right? It make me have more respect for Jay because I feel like he's a man of integrity. And if he's throwing you an invoice for each one of these verses, it kind of takes away from that integrity of I'm doing this for my people and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like right now he's like the voice of the culture. And I don't think the voice of the culture can chase a dollar. That's just my opinion. Get in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you believe that Jay-Z don't ever charge for verses, or you think he capping with that? Do you think that people would rather pay him? You know what I'm saying? Like some people be like, man, I appreciate this so much. I want to show. You know how somebody say they got you, don't worry about it. They give you a ride home. Don't give me no gas money. And then you get out, but you put 20 in their hand anyway because they did it for you. Some people might want to give him that money just to show appreciation. What you think? Let me know what you think. Should he be charging for verses? Is it whack that he's not? Get in the comments, let me know. Every Wednesday night, Clash the Rap Podcast, me, Dante, Fliz, and TJ, we talk about everything that's going on in rap. We do a lot of crazy lists about like who's the best MC of all time, the best 90s rap, all that good stuff. Every Wednesday night on all my social media channels. Come check that out. All right. EssentialVarieties.org. Go buy something. A lot of goods on there. You need to go check that out as well. And make sure you check out the podcast. I got another podcast that I just started. I'm gonna catch y'all on that flip side, man. Just check my page. I got a lot of stuff going on. The Retold album just dropped. That's my new one. Actually, my old one that I recreated. Go check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna check y'all on that flip side piece.
CLB.